What is up, everybody? It's your boys back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. As always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Today, we're talking about the top 5 players in fantasy football that you should avoid during drafting season. Don't put them on your team. But first, we got some house cleaning to take care of. Got some stuff we need to announce. We're giving away free money. Brendan, tell them about it.
All right, to all our franchise tag listeners and new members to our podcast, we'd like to welcome any of you who'd like to participate in our first franchise tag listener league. For those that are interested, the first 10 or 12 people to comment below on our YouTube page and accept the invite has a chance to win $100. The rules are simple. You just have to beat one of us 3 and one of the listener leagues. If one of you wins, the money's for you. It's free and you have a chance to, show off your fantasy skills to us. Here are the rules though. No auto draft, and you have to be there to participate for the full draft. So the way we're going to set it up is we're going to do a single QB redraft with 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. We will stream the draft live. The draft will be September 1st, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you'd like to join, comment below. One of us will message you and we'll get you all the league details. It'll probably be on Sleeper more than likely.
It will be. Let's not lie to them.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for week 1. Let me tell you. So I have some other news I want to hit you guys with. With our partners here at fantasyfootballadviceforum.com, they are doing a jersey draft, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just got to go and subscribe to their premium channel. It's a forum that you can talk to everybody like us. You talk to content creators and get yourself some fantasy football advice, some good stuff, some real good stuff. I'll be on there all the time, but you just got to subscribe and you get it for free. And there's a bunch of cool jerseys like a Romeo Doubs or a Deebo Samuels or I don't know. He's got a bunch of them. So
Makers.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson, Gabe Davis.
Yeah, bunch of cool ones. So if you guys want to hit some of that up, hit that channel up, tell them we sent you. And
guys,
that's it.
Yeah. We've given you 2 ways to win free stuff. Free money and free signed jerseys. Sounds like a win-win. So go check them out. Go comment down below so we can get you guys in the pool. If it happens to fill up super quick, the 3 of us will draft together. But we'll make that work. So, you boys ready to talk about the controversial topic of who should not be getting drafted to people's fantasy teams?
Of course. I would love to, Aaron.
Would you love to be called stupid in the comments below?
Oh, please. If you have all the stupids.
$100?
All the stupids. Right. I'd love to see it.
We'll jump into it. So, top 5 players you should avoid drafting. Coming in at number 5 for us in the consensus ranking, even though we might not all agree with it, Gabe Davis at ADP pick 97, wide receiver 43 off the board. This is an early 9th round pick. I was on the Gabe Davis bandwagon last year. Mm-hmm. I was so far in, 2 feet, jumped straight in the pool in the deep end, and man, was that water cold. Mm-hmm. And when I got out, I immediately got lit on fire because it just burned up that pick. I understand boom bust weeks. I understand he's got big boom potential, but for the most part, 70% of the season, he's going to burn you. And in the early 9th round, I think there are better flyers out there than Gabe Davis.
I would agree. And look, I think that my not hatred, but just offness that I would say about Gabe Davis is that his on and off weeks are not on enough for me to like. It's not like Mike Williams where his on weeks and his off weeks are closer together. His on weeks, Gabe Davis I'm talking about, is just so separated and sporadic. And if he doesn't hit, it's a complete bomb on your lineup. And I know that a lot of people have been burned by him. I haven't been, but I've seen the burns. I've seen Aaron's burn marks, the 3rd degree. Mm-hmm. He had to have skin grafts because of Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I look more as Gabe Davis as a good DraftKings player. Like you can kind of put him in the weekly winner things. But for fantasy aspects this year, because you're going to have to gamble each week to know which time he's going to get the 3 receptions for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns from Josh Allen that week. And with the emergence of Dalton Kincaid and James Cook, I do agree with you guys. I do think I'm not like super high on, not drafting Gabe Davis, but like I'm looking around him. Like Elijah Moore is a little more interesting. Cortland Sutton's now for sure the wide receiver 2 in Denver with all their injuries. Jameson Williams might wait on that. Like Odell Beckham. Like I just think if I'm going to gamble, I'd rather gamble for the risk of someone like outscoring their ADP. And Gabe Davis finished as the 36 wide receiver last year, and I can see him finishing probably right on the same. That's where he's about going. So it's just not worth the risk. If anytime you take somebody, you want them to potentially outscore that ADP. I just don't think Gabe Davis has that ability.
He has some weeks,
Yes,
but not all the weeks.
yes, he'll have weeks where he'll put up 2 points, and some weeks he'll put up 22 points. It's just that, and I'd rather not take that chance of putting someone in my lineup like that.
I agree. So I'm gonna let Ray take the next one because I did used to love this player, but I still like him, but I'm cooling on him more and more.
Well, at number 4 we got, and I hope you guys stick around till the end because the last one is going to be kind of a little.
We're gonna
spicy.
get some hate comments for the last one.
Oh yeah, that last one's going to get a lot of hate comments for sure. That hurts my eyeballs. Pity City himself, Michael Pittman. Now I'm off of Michael Pittman at his current ADP of 71.5, 71.5. That's pretty much the late 6th. I'm off of him really because that offense is going to be a lot more run heavy than anybody wants it to be. They have a rookie quarterback coming in, and I understand that Pitty has the intangibles. He's got the skill, but he doesn't have anybody throwing the ball that we know of yet. And especially at 71 in the 6th, you can get better value. Now, if he falls later, I would be a little interested. Similar to Gabe Davis, he falls later, I'm going to be interested, but I don't think it's going to happen. Somebody's going to take the risk. I don't want to be the person to take the risk.
I agree.
All right, so I'm a Colts fan, so bias might be a little bit premised here, but I do agree with the aspect of that. I think he's going a little too soon because the guys that he's going around that I would rather have, like Hollywood Brown, Tyler Lockett, I even like Mike Dobbs, Christian Kirk. Yeah, and Deontay Johnson. Like, I think that's where the line I kind of draw him at. And I love Pittman. I think Pittman will still lead our team in targets. I still think he'll lead the team in yards and probably touchdowns for receivers. But again, I think this team is going to be more premised around keeping Anthony Richardson, just having a more functional offense and more, easy to move a ball down the field. So a lot of RPO. Yeah, it's just a lot of that. So I do love Pittman, but I do think I think if you can get him later in like the 8th round, that's a really good value, and especially in 3 wide receiver leagues.
Yep. If he would drop about 10 spots in ADP, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd start thinking about it. I would consider it, but where he's going right now, especially with the names you're talking about, one of the guys we'd really like to have. We might want to tune into the next episode because we'll talk about another guy I'd rather have over Michael Pittman. But yep, that's all I have for Michael Pittman.
So, who wants the next one? You want me to take it, Brendan? You got it?
I got it. So these gentlemen here have put number 3 on our list is DeAndre Hopkins going around the 47th spot, which is wide receiver 21. So I think these two have to sell y'all more because I am actually on DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, I get where people are coming from, but I do think that in order for Tennessee to produce a high-end wide receiver, Tannehill has to be so efficient, it's unreal. Yes, Hopkins is going to get his. Yes, he's probably still going to be viable in a flex play, but where you're drafting him at 47, sometimes these people's wide receiver 2. And I think if you're a team that's going into it as a running back or high-end wide receiver, quarterback, tight end early, and you've got one of the onesie positions on your roster, you want someone other than DeAndre Hopkins to help fill out your wide receiver 2 spot.
Yeah, where he's going around, people that he's being drafted around, and what he would be on your team most likely are the reasons why I'm off on DeAndre Hopkins.
Let me ask you this, Brennan. Would you rather have Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, or DeAndre Hopkins? Take your pick of the quarterback.
Wait, so you're telling me I have to pick between the 3 of the Fields, Herbert?
Well, would you take either quarterback over him? Is what I'm asking.
I think I'd probably take Herbert, but not Fields.
Okay.
I'd still take I do like Hopkins this year. I get it. It's scary going with Tannehill here. I'll play somewhat of a devil's advocate for you guys. I mean, he's going to get target. He's going to lead that team in target share, correct? Like what you would say 30%? Would that be
with what their 350 targets they're going to throw this year?
Hey,
remember Treylon Burks is still there.
He remember is still there. And I get it. It's not a sexy landing spot as Buffalo or Kansas City would have been, but I do expect him to have a wide receiver 2 production out of this season. I understand the Titans are a run first offense, but him being if he finished as wide receiver like 15, would that be insane to think?
I think that is his ceiling right now.
Okay.
I think that's busting through his ceiling just a little bit. I think probably 18 is his top.
Okay.
That's only 3 spots above where he's being drafted. And I would
I think
rather take
23,
Calvin.
24 sounds
I
right.
would rather take Calvin Ridley there. I would rather take
So I'm gonna give you guys some
Miles
players that are
Sanders
going.
there.
I'm gonna
Go
give you
ahead.
guys some players that are going after him. So DeAndre Hopkins or Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin,
All right. DJ Moore,
DJ Moore,
Jerry Jeudy,
Jerry Jeudy.
Drake London.
That's where I draw the line now.
I've got to say that's. All right. So at least we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
All right.
And Drake London isn't that bad. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm off on Drake London, but
I guess
like,
Terry McLaurin should have made this list for me too, because I would take DJ Moore and Jerry Jeudy over Hopkins, but I would also take them over McLaurin. So I feel like for me in my personal rankings, McLaurin's
Mhm.
below those guys as well.
That makes sense.
I'm a
So-
huge McLaurin truther though.
Ray
That's
is.
that's playing that into there. I believe that he is top 8 talent in the league.
Ray is. So Brendan, I'm gonna let you take the next one because I know that you just love this player as well.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite. Yeah, so it's Breece Hall. He's falling dramatically, but he's going at 27th overall. He's RB11 still, and I don't know how he should be falling, boys. I am really worried about him. I don't know if Dalvin Cook's going there anymore. I guess his interview was really weird. That's what the reports were, but they are looking for somebody to kind of be a 1-2 punch there. It's what it seems like, and for him to go that high as RB11, I'm off. I'd rather get somebody who has the bell cow. Like, I love Aaron Jones this year. I'd still rather have Joe Mixon. I'd rather have, like, see here, like Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like that, those are a bunch of players I'd rather have than Breece Hall right now.
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
and if you guys tuned into our content creator show that we had, our mock draft, you saw Breece Hall fell dramatically to like the 7th. A dramatic fall. I passed on him like 3 or 4 times, and I just don't want the headache. I don't want, if Dalvin Cook goes there, I'm not interested. And we keep saying like Dalvin Cook has to go there for this to be some sort of weird timeshare.
if Zeke signs there, if Fournette signs there, if someone who's gonna take a high volume goal line work away from him, I don't want it.
And clearly, New York doesn't believe that he is at 100% because they wouldn't be talking to these guys if he was. So that makes me believe that it doesn't even have to be a guy from the outside. It could be Michael Carter. It could be Xavier Knight. It could be one of those two guys taking
Joe
away
Anaconda.
valuable work.
That
Looks
is
pretty
true.
good in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even have to be a guy from the outside.
So let me ask
If they're
you,
looking-
then,
Go
if
ahead.
they're not taking anybody from the outside, then where do you take him at then? So let's just say they don't get anybody in week 1. They do announce that Breece Hall's ready to roll. Are you still leery of him? Because I'm leery of him just because like it does seem like they are trying to find an RB2 to basically be a 60-40 kind of split, it seems like. And Breece Hall was amazing last year when it was just by himself.
If Breece
Yeah,
Hall were fully healthy, sorry to cut you off, if he
Go
were fully healthy, I'd want him around later. An early 4th round
Yes.
pick, I'd be okay taking him there if he were fully healthy.
Yes.
Okay.
If you told me what you just said, if that all those things were true, I feel like we're just like a pro Breece Hall communication channel right now. Like that's all we talk about right now.
We text each other behind the scenes.
Like if you told me that he's healthy and he's gonna play week 1 and they didn't sign anybody, I am still with Aaron. I'd like him around later than what he's going. I really would, because they have done nothing to show me except for try and find somebody to take some work away from him. That's it,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so the last guy.
bro.
We're going to get some heat on this one. I think Brendan and I are in the same boat on this one. Ray, I haven't really got your gauge or take on this one yet. But number 1 player to avoid drafting in fantasy football drafts is, you guessed it, T. Higgins. T. Higgins is at 29.7 ADP, so 30. Wide receiver 13 off of the board. He's in early to mid, depending on kind of where you are in the draft. 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
He finished as 12 last year.
He did, and it's crazy. But like, let me give you guys some numbers for last season. So he obviously was injured last year. He had to put up still amazing numbers. But after Jamar Chase returned in week 13, he saw a 29.6 target share and a 38.3 air yard share, while Higgins had a 20.2 air yard share and a 31% with air yard share as well. So with Chase distancing himself more from Higgins in the pecking order, Higgins is at best a wide receiver 2 this year, and that's why I'd rather have a guy with wide receiver 1 potential, someone like DK Metcalf, Debo, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper before T. Higgins. And I think T. Higgins is a fucking elite wide receiver. I think if he were to be by himself on another team, we would see him being around like the Garrett Wilson being drafted. If he was just solely by himself and Jamar Chase wasn't there, it was just him and Joe Burrow. But unfortunately, Jamar Chase is elite. And I think Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in the league before. Yes, Ray. I think he's better than Justin Jefferson by talent wise.
Wow. Anything to say, Ray? Outside of the Jamar Chase stuff, but actually talking about T. Higgins, who we're talking about here.
Oh, sorry. I'm taken aback right now. He took my breath away. I think I catch my breath. That's a lot of heat. Look, I get what you guys are saying, and I would like T. Higgins to fall. He's not going to. And I think that his ADP also has Jamar Chase's history of kind of missing a few games baked into his ADP.
T. Higgins also does the same thing.
I know he does, and he doesn't tell anybody about it. Or he says he's going to play and then he doesn't play. But I think that's why his ADP is a little higher and like around the same as like a Devonta Smith. And I think those are two comps. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's play a game.
Sure.
Would you rather have Jalen Waddle or T. Higgins?
It's Waddle, and it's Waddle. It's not close for me.
No, Devonta Smith or T. Higgins?
That's actually more close. That's actually more closer for me. Yeah, that's more closer. But I actually would rather have Devonta.
I would rather have Devonta.
Okay. Chris Olave or T. Higgins?
Chris Olave.
Okay. Garrett Wilson or T. Higgins?
Garrett Wilson. These aren't close to T. Higgins.
DK or T. Higgins?
That's where
that's closer, but it's still DK.
These are close to T. Higgins.
Yeah.
One, two, three. Everyone I've said is within three spots of wide receiver around him.
My line for him is probably Keenan Allen. I'd rather have T. Higgins before Keenan Allen.
I think mine is DK.
So you'd rather have DK than T. Higgins, but you would have...
I would rather have T. Higgins than DK, yes.
Higgins over Waddle?
No.
Okay. So your line is pretty much in with us, and then that means T. Higgins per you. I would rather have Debo over T. Higgins as well, too.
That's close.
No.
Closer to Higgins than Debo.
I would go
but
Higgins
that puts him at wide receiver about 17 to 18, depending on who you talk to, instead of wide receiver 13, which that drops him back to the end of the third, beginning of the fourth.
Yeah, like
that's
I was saying,
like
that's
where
he fell.
That's probably where
if he fell, I'd be pumped.
Yeah.
If he got to the fourth, I'd be pumped.
Because personally, for me, everyone outside of Waddle and Smith have a chance to be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy. I mean, those dudes do too, but they are the ones for their team as of now.
Yeah, I get what you guys are coming from. I just know that that's a spicy ass take for sure.
That's a spicy one that a lot of people aren't going to like, but T. Higgins should not be on your team at his current ADP value, and there are better wide receivers with more potential and upside, i.e. Chris Olave, that you could take in front of him.
Yeah.
What's more spicy, Ray, the T. Higgins take or my Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson take?
I don't know. That one really took me aback, sir. You bite your thumb. I see a lot of people saying that. Like I'm not on that.
He's the betting favorite to have the most yards this year is Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson.
People keep forgetting about Garrett Wilson. That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, guys. So we have some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
There's one player in particular that Ray really wants to talk about. So Ray, the floor is yours.
All right, guys. It's me. It's your pal Ray. I'm actually just a bag of skeleton bones now, because I've been burned by one man so many times. His name is Michael Thomas. He's not healthy. He will not stay healthy. He will not return any value on any ADP that you could list anywhere. If he went undrafted, he'd still burn you. Please, for the love of Jesus Christ, or whoever you follow, do not draft Michael Thomas. Do not do it. Don't. He will burn you again. Don't do it.
He is currently ADP 100.3. Wide receiver 44 off the board. He's an early to mid round 9th.
I'd rather draft myself. I'd play more snaps.
I'm probably on the opposite. I'm drafting a lot of Michael Thomas right now. I think I'm swinging for the fences. I told y'all, you play to win. I've seen this man be the number 1 leader in receptions. I'm not saying he's going to do that
7.5 years ago. Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying if it's possible, he can do it again. Not get close to that, but be somewhat of if he could be a wide receiver 2, like that'd be great. Like finishes like the 23rd, 24th. I'd be so happy. I'm taking a lot. So
I'd be pumped if he played 2 games this season.
I
I'd
get
be
that aspect of
pumped.
it too. But I mean, I do like Michael Thomas, but I do know why people are off of him. He has burned so many people, and I have been burned by him before, but I try to forget that.
Yeah,
I,
sometimes
I,
you
I
can't.
have a jar of tears in my room. You want me to go grab them? They're there. They're the full jar, about that big.
All right.
there.
And Brendan, you wanted to mention you're from
Yes.
your own team.
Yeah, so this guy would have fallen to like the news category. So it's Jonathan Taylor, and I'm telling you all this to not draft him. Like I'm saying at any cost right now. So timeline of what I told y'all is that he was injured. He wants his new contract. This and the third. He didn't practice today. He wasn't at the facility today because he was tending to his ankle, which he had surgery 6 months ago, and the recovery on that is 6 weeks. There's something really wrong with him, like physically, and it's very scary because they just told Kareem Hunt, hey, don't sign with the Saints today. We will offer you more money. And we just signed Kenyon Drake too. I don't know where I would feel comfortable taking Jonathan Taylor. That's how bad it is. Like I see he's going as the 16th overall pick. Like I'm looking at the running backs here.
He's running back
And
5 off the board.
Yeah, I would rather, like, it's to the point where like if I had to put him somewhere, like if you're gonna draft him, it'd probably be like right after Joe Mixon. That's like how nervous I am if I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor.
I would take Camaro over him right now.
Like
I would
Like,
not.
I don't know about that. Like it's like the 3-game suspension, but I just don't know if Jonathan Taylor will play this year. Like that's where it's at with a lot of people in the Colts world. So,
That's
All
where I
right.
am. I would take Camaro over Jonathan Taylor right now.
and I wouldn't hold it against you if you did, because like there is some reporters saying that like there is a good chance he might not play this year, and it seems that way.
Could be. Well, anyways, guys, you know what to do down below. Comment to get entered into the $100 prize pool. I guess we'll say $100 prize.
Yes,
Yeah,
either
but-
on YouTube or TikTok, wherever you see this.
YouTube or TikTok, wherever you see it. Go follow us on TikTok. Good plug. But as always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment to get that $100 and subscribe to the channel. But until next time, we'll see